Hello all, how are you? Good day. So we are in the process of revising past year question papers. So last video we saw April 2017. So this for this today we are going to see April 2023. We are going to solve it. So you see the question paper here. This is actually April 2023 question paper. You can see there. There is no space, so I will put it in the paintbrush, the editable version, and then I'll tell you. So this is actually the question papers. There are, you can see there, these are the questions, finding the output, structures, classes, okay, SQL. So I'm showing it in front of you because you need to see how the question paper looks like. So this is how the question paper looks like. So we are going to do in the editable version, we are going to do. All right. So we'll see. Let me open the paintbrush. All right, the whiteboard. So here's where we are going to check. Hold on. So question number 1. So we are going to see you have to be thorough with all the header files. Okay, so all the math string header files, math header files. So you have to be very thorough with. So name the header files that belong. See question. So after the question, there is in the parenthesis they have given 1, which means that it's a 1-mark question. So as already I told you, 1-mark question, please answer either in one word or it can be in one line if it's a definition. 2 marks means it can be in 2 or 3 lines. 3-mark means it can be in 3-4 lines. 4 marks means it can be until 5 lines or 6 lines. Depends on the question. You have to read. It depends on the question. 5 marks means you can go for 7 lines and so on. So it depends on the question. So now we are going to see what are the different header files here. So for this one, for log x, right? This one is a math.x. It's a math header file. So hash include math. You have to give a hash include math. So math header file. So you have to know what header file is it. Math header file. And the next one is C type. Is alpha means you have to give C type. .h. In C it is .h, but here you just need, in C++ you just give within the angle brackets, right? You have to give .h. In C, if it is a C, you have to give .h. Here no need to give dot. Instead you have to write like hash include math like this. Hash include math like this. That's it. All right. So now we have seen the first question. We'll move to the second question. All right. Is 7 and within single quote 7 the same according to C++? Justify your answer. No, they are not same. Because you see, this 7 is a integer constant. And this 7 within single quotes is a character constants. And the one which is done within double quotes is a string constant. You have to understand, within double quotes, if it is there, it's a string constant. Single quotes, it's a character constant. And without just number, it's an integer constant. You have to understand. All right. Okay. Let's move to the third question. Can an identifier in C++ contain an underscore? Yes, it can contain an underscore. I'll just give an example. For example, if you want to write total marks, I can give total underscore marks like this. This is allowed, right? You can take a note of it. So this is how you can give underscore as in the identifier name. Okay. All right. Let's move to the fourth question. All right. So what do you mean by software virtualization? This is the fourth question. So software virtualization is the creation of a virtual version of hardware or operating system using the software. It is the creation of virtual version of hardware, or it can be virtual version of operating system. So that is called software virtualization. This is the fourth question. So we'll go to the fifth question. What do you mean by hybrid cloud? So it's a 1 mark question. See, all these are 1 mark question. You just need to write one line each. It's a combination of public cloud and private chat cloud. Sorry. It's a combination of public cloud and private cloud. That is the answer for question 5. So question 6. So empty tag. What is empty tag? Which means that it will which will have an open tag. It will not have a closing tag. For example, HR. HR is in closing. It doesn't have a closing tag. A tag that doesn't require a closing tag is called an empty tag. So example is HR. It does not have the closing tag. Okay, I have given an example. You can take a note of it. All right, next question will be question number 7. Write any 2 uses of creating modules during programming. Modules. What are the use of creating modules? Makes the program easy to understand, right? And helps in easy debugging and maintenance. These are the 2 uses in programming. So creating modules is mandatory because it becomes easy. It's not mandatory, but it becomes easy if you create a module. That's it. So explain the next question number 8. Explain if-else statement in C++. Okay. With syntax. See, it is used to execute statement based on a condition. If-else statement execute based on a condition. If a condition is true, if the condition is true, the statement 1 will be executed. If the condition is false, the statement 2 will be executed. That's it. So this is the answer for it, for this question. See, it is a 2-mark question, so you have to write both this definition and also what is the purpose of if statement and also the syntax, both. So 1 mark each, so it carries 2 marks. So 2 marks you will get easily. All right. Next question is question number 9. This is little, you see this. Yeah. You see here, I'll tell you here. 1 minute. So write a program to create an array of n elements, right? Using selection sort the elements of an array in ascending order and print the new array. So it is very simple. First of all you have to understand what is the selection sort, so that you can easily write the program. First of all you have to understand. See, selection sort. This is selection sort. You see, selection sorts works by repeatedly finding the what you have to do when an array is given. You have to find the smallest element. What you have to do? Start from the first element. So find the then start with the first element. Keep it. Now loop from the first element until the last element and check which one is the smallest one. If that one is so look at the smallest element and then swap with the first element. Then go for the next index, that is next element, and look for the next smallest element, and then swap it with the second, and swap and then look further and swap it with the third, and so on until you do the end, so that the numbers are arranged in ascending order. So how do you write the program for it? What you have to do, you have to first take the array. First you have to input the array. Then what you have to do, you have to arrange the ascending order. Ascending order, how do you do it? You have to swap it, right? Because swapping, how do you do it? You have it as there are 2 variables A and B. How do you swap it? You are doing temp is equal to A is equal to B, and B is equal to temp. So this is what you have to swap. You have to use this procedure in swap in the loop, right? Now there is no space, so I'll just write the program here so that you will understand. All right. So now let me paste the program. You see here, first I'm declaring the array. See, IO stream. Okay, this all you already know. We need not speak about all these things. You see, I'm declaring an array. So declaring a temp variable ij for the loop and n, right? A number of elements. So you take the number of elements n, you take the input there, and after that we go down. So you have to input all the elements, all the 5 elements you input here. That is C in AFI. Then you go with the 2 loops. Okay. So first element, I'm comparing the first element with the rest of the elements. This is what I do. That's where the first element. That is the reason you are taking 2 loops here. You are checking first element of the loop with the other elements of the next loop. Like, so I'm taking 2 loops there. I'm comparing if this element is greater than that. If it is so, then you swap it. You do this process until all the elements are reached. So now all the elements will be in ascending order, then print them in the order. You see at the bottom, you can see you loop it through and then print the array. So it will be done in the increasing order. Very simple. All right. So next question number 10. One minute. Yeah. Find the output of the following code. Assume that all header files are included, attached. Okay. So now you see that an array is given. So I loop the array from 0 to less than 6. Less than 6 means until 5. 0, 1. So you have the I is equal to 10. Next I value is 12. Next I value is 15. Next I value is 17. Next I value is 20. So you loop through it. So now each element is, now you see here I am printing the value and then I'm printing the hash and then printing the next I value and printing the hash. So it will be 10 hash 12 hash 15 hash 17 hash 20 hash. So this is the output, right? It is very simple. You have to go with the loop and then process it and then print it. That's it. Very simple. So next question, we'll move on to the structure now. So the 11th question, it is very simple. You see here a structure is there. You see, very simple. A structure is defined with the variables a, b, c. So how do I access this a? You have to create an object on str. You have to create an object on str, and then you have to through the object you can access these a, b, c. I am declaring another structure str1 with the members. So the a, b, c are what? Members. N and x are members, right? So in the main, I'm declaring the object. I'm declaring an object p on this str1. So you can, using the p, what can I do? Using the p, I can access the n and x. You can access n and x with the p object. So now how do I access the, see, accessing of n? Accessing of n can be done with p dot n. Now what I do is, here inside the structure 1, I am inside it, I am creating an object x with the str structure str. So what should I do? So what can I do? How do I access a? So it becomes like an inheritance, right? So what I can, how do I do access a? P dot with the str, because in the main I have only str1. So p dot x dot a. So how do I access b? P dot x dot b. So this is how you have to access, right? You can take a note of it. All right. Oh, sorry. 1 minute. So let me share it again. Hope you are able to see the, yeah, now you are able to see. All right. So this is how you have to, so p dot n, p dot x dot a, p dot x dot b. This is how you have to access. All right. Let me go to the next question. Find the output produced by the following program segment. Assume that all headers are imported. So now what I'm doing, I'm assigning the pointer star b, which takes the address of a. So address of a, what does it contain? Address of a contains 100, right? Address of a contains the value 100. So star b will contain the value 100. So how do I do it? So now what is the output? I am printing a and then left with space, and then I'm printing star b. Right after that I increment, so a is equal to a plus 1, So after that, what I do, I just print A, then leave a space, and then print star B. So first time what happens? Listen, first value of A is 100, then space is then space. Value of star B is address. A is passed as an address, so it will contain 100. So it will print star B contains 100. So now it value is incremented. So A is equal to 101. So the value of A is what? The value of A is 101. And then what is the value of star B now? It contains the A value, which is nothing but 101. So the output will be 100, 100. After that, it will be 101 and then 101. So this is the output. So very simple. So let me go to the next question. Question number 13. Yeah, this is a very good question. So it's an SQL command. You see, I am having an employee table, right? With all the details like employee number, employee name, gender, date, okay, department, date of join, salary and all. So I have to query this, right? So what do I have to do? I have to query EMP number and salary of employees belonging to the marketing department, right? Department is marketing, right? But there is no marketing department, so it will not give any value. But how do you do that? Let me show it the query by just pasting the query. Wait 1 minute. So the first query is what? You have to select employee EMP number, comma E name, employee number, comma salary from EMP, where DEPT is equal to marketing. But it will not give any value here because it doesn't contain marketing department, so it will not give. All right. So next is what? Change the salary of Rahul to. So I have to update the salary of Rahul to 18,500. Rahul's salary is 17,500, which I have to update. So what would be the query there? So update EMP, set salary is equal to 18,500, where EMP name is equal to Rahul. That is actually the query. You can see the query. Update EMP, set salary is equal to 18,500, where EMP name is equal to Rahul within single quotes. All right. Now delete the record of employee number E006A. So how do you do that? So delete from EMP where EMP number is equal to within single quotes E006A. Okay, what is this? So I'll just paste this. Yes. Now you can see very well. That's it. Right? So very simple. So you have to go with the queries. So you should understand the DBMS, all this delete, insert, delete, okay, select queries and all. So it will become very simple. All right. So let's go to the next question. 1 minute. Let me erase and then go. All right. So let me go to the 14th question. Yeah. How many times the loop gets executed? So let me see how it works. So n is greater than equal to 5. First time n is greater than equal to 5. Yes, true. So what happens? N is equal to n minus 2. So n is equal to 10. 10 is assigned. So 10 minus 5, 2, that is equal to 8. So the value next again, n is greater, check n is greater than equal to, now 8 is greater than, first 10 is greater than equal to 5. So it is true. So now 8 is greater than equal to 5. It is true again. So now value of n will be equal to 8 minus 2, that is equal to 6. So again, next time 6 is greater than equal to 5, true. So what happens is n is equal to 6 minus 2, that is equal to 4. Now 4 is greater than equal to 5, false. So it will come out of the loop. So what are the values of now? How many times the loop is executed? 8, 6, 4, 3 times it will be executed. So very simple. So please check all this because it is all very simple programs. If you know the programs very well, all the statements, you can write it very well. Okay. Define sorting. 15th question, define sorting and summarizing. So let me tell you what is sorting and summarizing. Sorting means arranging data in ascending or descending order. You already know it. Summarizing means presenting the data in condensed form like totals or averages. So summarizing means what? Presenting the data in condensed form like total, finding the averages. This is called summarizing. Already. Next one, 16th question. It is creating a class, right? So declare a class prime pack in C++ with the following specification: private members and public functions. So public functions will have a constructor. So constructor is the name of the class. So prime pack is the name. So your class name should be prime pack with these data members as private. Okay, and you will have private members are pack ID, pack name, validity, and pack type. And you have the constructor which is named as prime pack, and you have to initialize in the constructor, you have to initialize the validity data member as 365 and pack type as gold, and then you have to accept the values, and then you have to display the values. So very simple. So first let me yeah, first I'm not writing the whole thing because I'll put it on the right hand side. Now you see now what I have to have done. I have created a class. Wait a minute. Yeah, let me hear. Just you see, it's still it is not over. I'm just part of it. So now what I do is I create a class prime pack, right? So prime pack is the class where I am declaring the data members. Then public, it's a function public because you see in the question it is given as public function. So I'm declaring public, and private pack is the constructor where I am initializing the validity as 365 and the pack type as gold. So strcp of pack type comma gold will assign the value of gold to the data member pack type variable pack type. So this is the first step. So the next step is what we have done, the constructor initializing. We have initialized the class. So if you have not done anything, so these are all private number, because if you are not assigning anything, then it is a private. If you want to give it as a public, you have to give public in front. If you give it as public, then all these pack ID, pack name, everything will become public. Protected means it will become protected. All right. So now what we have to do, we have to accept and display the data. That I will show you. Sorry. Let me erase these things. All right. So now you see this. Let me 1 minute. Now let me give the next part, void accept and void display. This is what the next two parts. You see, we accept void. After that, after declaring the constructor and initializing the values, then void accept. So you accept the pack ID and pack name, right? Pack name, ID, pack ID and pack name, and then you have to say validity. So what do you display? You display the pack ID, pack name, validity, and pack type. So very simple. So this is how you have to do it. So it let me tell you how much mark it is. So according to that you have to display. Let me check and tell you. Wait, hold on. Yeah, this question carries 4 marks. So if you declare the private members, if you declare the public function, and then accept the data and display the data, each 1 mark, so you will get 4 marks easily. Very simple, right? So it is very simple. So please prepare on that. Another one is also a class. You see, this one is a class again. You see, wait a minute. So you see, this is a class. Listen carefully here. So it's another question. Let me see how many marks it is. It is a 4 mark question. Very simple. You see, you can easily write the answers here. So question, let me ask you the question also. I didn't paste the questions. So answer the following. Which type of inheritance is illustrated in the above example? Write the names of all member functions which are directly accessed by the object T of class 3, and write statement to call function show to from the object T. So these 3 questions. So what type of inheritance? See, now this one is multi-level inheritance. I'll tell you why it is. Because you see here, you are declaring the class 1. So after that, come down. When you come down, you have another class 2 which inherits class 1. So this is a single inheritance. So now it doesn't stop with that. There is another class called class 3 down, which is inheriting class 2. So a class is inheriting the base class, which is inheriting another base class. So for child father and grandfather. It is like that. So inheritance. So multi-level inheritance. So first question is multi-level inheritance. So all the members you see here, class 1 is having the private members A1, protected is A2, public is 1, the constructor 1, and then get 1 and show 1 are the methods. And class 2 you see, private is B1, protected is B2, and public is the constructor 2, get 2 and show 2. And class 3 contains the private C1, public is constructor 3, get 3, and show 3 are the methods. So what is the question? Write the names of the all member functions which are directly accessible by object T of class 3 is the question. So class 3, which one will you observe? So because since class 2 is inheriting the one with a private, so private one, so all the 1 and the 2 classes cannot be accessed by the objects of 3. Object of 3 cannot, because class 2 is inheriting the class 1 as private, so you cannot access that. So the only thing that objects of 3 can access is the T. See, in the main you can see a 3T, which is object. I'm creating an object T on the class 3. So the T can access only get 3 and show 3, because class 2 is inheriting private. So class 1 and class 2 objects, the methods and data members cannot be accessed by the object T. So the only methods that T can access is get 3 and show 3. So that is the second question. What is the third question? The third question says write statement 2 to call function 2 from object T. So to call object 2. So now how do you object 2? So public 2. So now T dot show 2. To access this you have to give like this, right? So T dot show 2 is the answer for that, for the third question. So this is how you can wait 1 minute. Yeah, statement 2 is given. Statement 1 is 3, so here you have to give T dot show 2. This is statement 2. Like this you have to write. Done. So done with this question. Now we are going to the next question. So write a program to 18 question. So this question carries 3 marks. Okay, so very simple this one. Write even numbers 2 to 100 in a data file. What you have to do, you have to first see what you have to do. You have to create an object F stream, right? You have to declare F stream F, and an object F on F stream you have to first declare it, and after that you have to write OF stream, off stream. You have to declare off stream F, right? So after that you have to, with the object F, you're going to write the numbers 2 to 100. All the even numbers from 2 to 100 you're going to write. So that is the purpose. So I will just write the program and then you can easily understand. 1 minute. Yeah, you see, include F stream. Without F stream you cannot declare OF stream. So F stream I'm going to include header file OF stream F stream. Okay, and then F dot open. You're going to open with through the object. I'm going to open the file num.txt. If it is not there, it is going to create and it will be opened. So it will be opened, and now what you're going to do is you're going to loop from 2 to 100 with a step of 2. So first I value will be 2. So so you're going to print the I value in the F, right? With the F, the F is already open, right? File is already open, so 2 will be printed with a space. You see space is there here. So after that I value is incremented by 2. Next I value is before it will be printed, and then it will be printing 6, then it will be printing 8, then it will be printing 10, and so on until 100 it will print in the file num.txt. So very simple. It's a 4 mark question, a 3 mark question. It is very simple. These you have to write this. All right. So next one. Define domain in database. Wait a minute. It's a 1 mark question. See, it is very simple. So a set of valid values that an attribute can contain. So what is the attribute can contain? What can attribute? Set of valid values. For example, if you have an EMP number, employee number, employee name are all what? Are all attributes, right? So it's a set of valid values that attribute can contain. Suppose if employee is an integer, so all the valid values of employee number can only be the integers, right? So all the integers that you give under the employee number are all valid values. They are nothing but the domain. So that is the meaning of that, right? So now next one is question number 20. So it's a 2 mark question. Write the HTML tag to display an image named NIOS JPEG with a width of 40 pixels in your web page. So how do you give? You have to give. See, this is the answer. So the tag is image tag. You have to use image tag. Under that, you have the SRC is the source. SRC, that is the attribute, right? Is equal to NIOS.page and width is equal to 40. NIOS.jpg is the file, so you have to give the source. SRC is equal to with the width n 40. So it is very simple, just 2 mark question. You will immediately get the 2 mark because that 2 mark is setting the SRC and setting the width. Each 1 mark, so you'll get 2 marks easily. All right. So next is this one is very simple. So what will be the following HTML program producers? See, now all these are, see, unordered list. You should know what is unordered list means. It will be in bullets, right? It will be in bullets. Ordered list type is equal to 1. Type is equal to 1 means it's numbers. Type is equal to A means it's an alphabet, right? Type is equal to 1 means it's a number, and start with 5 means it will start with 5. So unordered list means it will ordered bullets. So first one list and so these are the list tag. So unordered list means it will first print control structures like this, control structure, right? It will start like this, and the next will be again next bulleted list, introduction to C++, like that. So blah 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 blah, it will be printing, and the next will be ordered bullets. So it type is 1, so numbers start with 5, so it will be like 5.dbm, 5 dbms. So the list contents, so 6 HTML like this. So let me give you the full output. Let me give you. So the output will be like this. You see? So unordered list, it will give control structures into C++, basic concepts, pointers, and the ordered list is starting from 5, so 5 dbms until web design. So this is the output. Very simple. You can easily get 3 marks. It's a 3-mark question. So next is what is a string literal? 23rd question. Sorry, 1 minute. 22nd question. So now write the HTML tag to assign background color of web page as green and the text color as red. Very simple. You see, body BG color is equal to green and text is equal to red. You have to give within body tag. You have to give body tag with the BG color as green and text is equal to red. So all the text colors will be red and the background will be green. So very simple. So that is the answer for question number 23 and question number 22, and question number 23 is what do you mean by string literal? String literal is a sequence of characters enclosed in double quotes. Already I told you, example is hello. You can see there. Right. So next one is find the output. So this is a very good question. You see, this is the question. Let me remove this. Wait. Int main is hidden, so I'll copy that and paste it here. So this is the int main. right? So now you see here, I am looping through set of characters. So you see here, character string is equal to success. This is the string. So I am looping through that. So it starts with 0. /0 is what indicates the end of the string. So indicates the end of the string. So looping it. So it is going through the first character until the last character. So I loop through it. I check from each character. If the first character, you see the first character, if the index means what? S is 0, U is 1, C is 2, C is 3, E is 4, and S is 5. It loops from 0 to 5, right? So 0 to 5 it will loop. Now you see here, so the first character is the even character, right? The index, first index is 0, which is an even index. Second one is an odd index. Third one is an sorry, first one is an even index. Second one, you see U. So it goes to 0, 1, 2. You are looking only for the index now. So first index is even, second index is odd, third index is even, and so on. So now what happens is, if the first index is wait a minute, let me, yeah, if it is even, if it is, suppose if the first index is even, right, what you have to do, it replaces with at, right? um 1 minute, let me yeah, if the index is odd, it will replace with at. Otherwise it will be the same character, it won't be so what happens is, the first character, it will not, because the first character is yes, it is not it is the even index, so it is yes. The second one is u, the second one is u. So what it does is, it is an odd index, so it will be replaced with at, because you see here at, right? So but if both are same, if the first and the next character are same, if the first so this one is what? First and second character, first and next character, comparison of first and next character. This one is each character, you're going with each character. So first is yes and at. So next one is what? C. When it reaches, so the first and the next character, C and C is same. So what it does is, it replace next character is C. It will look for the next character of the same. So it will look the next C and replace it with exclamation mark. So this C won't change. So next is what? Next will be E. So it is even. So it is like this, and the next character will be at, because it is an odd index. So the output will be yes at C exclamation mark E at. So this is the output. So please go look into the array, go into it one by one. Do it. When I is equal to 0, what happens? When I is equal to 1, what happens? Until it, and then you look into the loop and then produce the output. Very simple. So next is, wait a minute, let me erase. So next is 25th question. What is the use of continuous statement? Continuous statement will skip the current iteration and moves to the next iteration of the loop, right? Suppose if I say for I is equal to 1 to, for I is equal to 1 to, this is an algorithm, right? 1 to 10. Suppose if I is equal to 3, continue. So what happens is, I is equal to 1, I is equal to 2, nothing will happen. It will, but when I is equal to 3 comes, so continue means it go to the next iteration, I is equal to 4, and it will skip this part. It will skip this part. When I is equal to 3 skin, it will skip the entire part. It will go to the next statement. It will go to the next, I mean continue means it goes to the next loop. It won't come down at all. When I is equal to 3, it won't come down at all. Continue means it go to the next value, that is I is equal to 4. So it will skip the current iteration and moves to the next iteration of the loop. That is the meaning of that. All right. What are formal parameters? 26th question. What are formal parameters? One more question you see here. So formal parameters. So parameters declared inside the function definition are formal parameters. Function definition, what do you do? Formal parameters means suppose you are giving a table, something, function name. Inside it, you give int a, comma, int b. So these are formal parameters. Parameters declared inside the function definition are called formal parameters. So I have given an example. So this one is, okay, all right. So let me erase this. So let me go to the next question, 27th. Yeah. So what is the use of parameter iOS out? So you have to see for files, you have to be very all the how to open with append mode, with output mode, all used to open a file for writing. It is for input, it's different. For in, iOS in, here it is iOS out. So it is used it open the file with writing, open the file for writing. So that is the answer for this. So what is the use of telp pointer? So telp pointer, what does it do? It returns the current position of the put pointer in the file. It returns the current position. So when the pointer moves through the file, it returns the current position. Which position it is, it will return. Telp will return the current position of the put pointer in a file. So that is the answer for it. Next one is define foreign key. What is foreign key? Foreign key, a field in a table that refers to the primary key of another table, right? So a field in a table that we have already seen this a lot of times, no? So a field in a table that refers to the primary key of another table. That is the answer for that. So next is what? Where do we see the output of an HTML document? In a browser. That's it. The answer is what? Browser. I'll also paste this. So output is displayed in a web browser. Very simple. So 31st question, what is the use of enumerated data type? You see, enum is the enumerated data type that used in C++. So enum is used to define a set of named integer constant. For example, if you want to declare Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday as day. So enum day of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Enum month of January, February, March, April, May, June. These are the examples. So this is how you use it in C++. So we have done for the today's video session. Okay. So April 2023 we have seen. So in the next video we'll be seeing other papers. So next three are left with. So we'll do in the next video sessions. Thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.